Welcome, everyone. You've reached Grandma Mo, and we are covering the games that were played on Sunday. And this one had playoff implications, and the Indiana Fever came through and they secured their place in the playoffs. They clinched a playoff spot with this win. So, congratulations to the Fever. They've been battling a number of injuries, and they've found a way to get it done. So, congratulations to the Fever. They get the win, 94-65 against the Mystics, and this game was close. The Mystics were battling into the third quarter, and then a couple of things. Couple things went wrong for the Mystics, and then Indiana just slowly started to build this lead, and then in the fourth quarter they just took it over, and the Mystics just didn't have an answer. They just didn't get enough help from enough players, whereas the Fever, they got, let's see, 5 players in double figures. So that was a good all-around effort, which is usually a winning formula. You have 5 players in double figures, you're usually going to get a win. Unless, of course, the other team has 5 players in double figures. But in this case, it was basically Citron had 17 points, and then Erie, Finn, and Austin only had 11 each. And then everybody else was in the 4s and 3s. Alicia Clark had 7, but no one else had more than 4 points for the Mystics. So they just didn't get enough help. They were battling right in the beginning of the game there and all the way through the third, but towards the end of the third, it just got, they just stopped scoring. And then they scored a little bit in the fourth, but nowhere near as much as Indiana did. So you had Washington, in the lead, 20-19 in the first, and then Indiana. This is where they had a little bit of a lead into the second. They outscored the Mystics 26-18. So it was a 7-point lead at halftime. And then, it was still close in the third, but towards the end of the third, it was like, yep, that's it. So 17-9, Indiana outscored them, Washington, and then 32-18 in the final quarter to secure the win. So Indiana is now 23-20, and they are in 7th place as of right now. But their next game is against Minnesota, so we'll see how that one goes. I think a lot on that one depends on if Minnesota is going to, because Minnesota hasn't had since before the Aces game, they haven't had a game where they absolutely had to win. They haven't needed to win in a while. They still have, but, who knows if they're going to rest their players or not. That could be a good indication for Indiana. If they do, they could get a win there. So we'll see. I don't know where it's being played at. Let me have a look at the schedule here. They're playing Tuesday, and it's in Indiana. So, that may work for Indiana. We'll see. We'll see how much effort Minnesota's going to put out here. So, hey, you take what you can get. So Indiana had 46 points in the paint to Washington's 38. Biggest lead was 33. Washington had a 6-point lead, but Washington had way too many turnovers. 22 turnovers. The Fever only had 6. Points off turnovers were 27-6. So that's pretty much the game right there. Indiana shot 51% as a team. Overall, 47% from 3. And not terrific from the foul line, though. 13 for 19, which is 68%. That should be more up around 80. Let's see. Rebounds, they were even. It was 1 rebound different. The Fever had 10 steals to Washington's 5. The Mystics got 5 blocks, and the Fever got 1. So Yeah, the Mystics only shot 43% and then 28% from three. So that's just not going to get it done. Not in this day and age. So, just a brief breakdown of the scoring. You had Lexi Hull with 7 points. She was 3 for 7. She had 2 assists and a steal. Natasha Howard was your leading scorer. She had 17 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. She had 2 steals. She was 6 for 10 overall, 5 for 7 from the foul line. Aaliyah Boston, she had 12 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. She had a turnover and a steal. She was 6 for 12. So you could tell the inside game here was, just looking at the stats, you could tell, even if you didn't even watch the game, you could tell that the inside game is what won this for Indiana. Kelsey Mitchell had 10 points. She was 0 for 4 from 3, 4 for 10 overall. And that's really low for her shooting, like number of shots. She didn't shoot as much as she normally does in this game. She had 2 steals and 3 turnovers, 1 assist. Odyssey Sims, 6 points. She had 8 assists, 2 rebounds. She was 3 for 6. Ariel Powers was your second leading scorer. She's been doing really well. She's been a nice pickup for Indiana. She was 5 for 10, 2 for 3 from 3, and 3 for 4 at the line. She was 15 points. She had 2 steals, their only block, 4 assists, and 6 rebounds. So good all-around game from Ariel Powers. Brianna Turner had 2 points. Dantas had 9. She hit 3 threes. Shea Petty, she's also been a nice addition to the Fever. She hit 3 threes also. She was 100% from the floor. She had 5 shots, made them all. She had 1 steal and 2 rebounds. Timpson had 3 points. She went to the foul line for all 3 of those points. And then Bree Hall got in the game. She had a rebound. She took 2 shots but didn't make them. So that rounds everything out for the Fever. And then looking at the Mystics, Citron, she played pretty well. Although points-wise she did, but she had 7 turnovers. Her and Kiki Iriafen had 12 of the 22 turnovers that the Mystics had. That's just too many turnovers. That nullifies any scoring that she did, unfortunately. But she's a really good young player. Very smooth. Very nice to watch her play. She's an old soul as far as basketball player goes. But she had a block, a steal, those 7 turnovers, 2 rebounds. She was 6 for 9 and 2 for 2 from 3, 3 for 4 from the foul line. And then Iriafen, she had 11 points, but she also had those 5 turnovers, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. She was 5 for 8. So she made just about every shot she put up, just like Citron, but they gave the ball away too much. Austin had 11 points. She had 4 turnovers, 7 rebounds. She got 2 blocks. She was 4 for 11, and then 3 for 3 at the line. And then you had Alicia Clark with 7 points. She hit a 3 and another basket, and then she was at the foul line twice. Had 2 points there. She got 2 rebounds and an assist. Sutton had 4 points. She was 2 for 8. 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 rebounds. Stephanie Dolson hit a 3. Jade Melbourne hit 2 shots. She had 5 assists, 2 turnovers, and a steal. Lucy Olsen hit 2 hoops. She had 4 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. Inksler hit 2 hoops. Well, she actually hit 1 and then had 2 shots at the foul line. But she got 7 rebounds. She had a block and an assist and a turnover. And then Madison Scott got in, but there's no stats for her other than 2 fouls. So that wraps this one up. And, we'll see what next week entails, because next week's going to be the final seeding for the playoffs. And it'll be interesting to see where everybody falls. And then the other interesting thing is who's going to make it out of the first round, and then what do those second round matchups look like? Because you could get, depending on how it lands, you could get New York and Minnesota in a semi, final instead of a final. it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. So we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you could hit that subscribe button, really appreciate it. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.